Hey, welcome back to another Type 5 how-to. Unfortunately, I was gone for the weekend, wasn't able to quite keep up with the chlorine levels, and we're back to a green pool. So I want to get this pool nice and clear, and the first step that I'm going to have to do is shock it like crazy. So I picked up some calcium hypochlorite. We're going to add that and then stir it up to help it kill the algae. And then once the algae is killed, we're gonna have to get all of that algae out of the pool. Now, if you have a pump that's strong enough to run a pool vacuum, you can go around and vacuum off the dead algae from the bottom of the pool. Unfortunately, I don't have that. So I'm gonna be trying to stir this up, and I've gone ahead and created a DIY sand filter. So I'm going to take you through with how I built that, and then we'll set that up and let it run and see if we can't get this pool back to being blue. In order to kill the algae, you'll want to add 3 to 4 times the recommended amount of shock based on your pool size. This bag of shock is rated for 10,000 gallons. Since my 12-foot pool is just under 2,000 gallons, I'll be adding about 3/4 of the bag. Once the shock is added, I stirred up the algae from the bottom of the pool so that the chlorine could kill it and then be filtered out. Since the small filter that comes with the pool can't deal with this much algae, I decided to make my own sand filter. To start, I marked and drilled out a hole for a 1-inch bulkhead fitting. This will serve as the outlet for the sand filter. Although the bulkhead fitting has a rubber gasket to keep it from leaking, since the side of the bucket was curved, I decided to add a bead of silicone to make sure it didn't leak before tightening it to the bucket. Then I used threaded pipe tape to install a 1-inch threaded to 1.25 inch barb fitting to be able to attach a hose to the bottom if needed. For the inlet, I drilled a hole through the lid to the bucket and attached the bulkhead fitting with silicone the same way as the bottom. I then secured another 1-inch threaded to 1.25 inch barb fitting with pipe tape to be able to attach the inlet hose at the top. For the inside of the bucket, I measured and cut a piece of threaded 1-inch PVC pipe and then glued on a 1-inch cap to seal the end of the drain tube. I then temporarily connected it to mark the top side, since you'll want the water to work its way through the bucket and then fill the tube from the bottom. I used a cutting wheel to cut slits on the bottom side of the pipe, though you could also drill small holes on the bottom of the tube instead. Then I screwed the tube back into place, making sure that the slots were pointed down. With the drain tube in place, I could finally add the filtering layers. I made the bottom layer small river rock so that the water could flow through it, but the rock would not go through the slots in the drain. Above that, I added a layer of PolyFill. PolyFill is a great filter by itself, but for this, I'm using it as a filter and to separate the pool filter sand from the drain pipe. I then finished the sand filter by filling it with pool filter sand, leaving a few inches of space at the top to be able to backwash it later on. Once it's hooked up, water will pass through the top and make its way through the sand and polyfill layers, which will trap the algae and then come out the other side nice and clean. I'll leave a link below to some of the key parts needed if you want to try this sand filter out for yourself. To set the filter up, I had to build a small stand and use a longer 1.25 inch hose to pump the water up to the top of the filter bucket. Since the hose is heavy when it's filled with water, I strapped the hose down to the top of the stand to keep it in place and to help keep the bucket from tipping over. I did try attaching everything on the ground and through the pool's main outlet, but since the lid to the bucket is not permanently attached, the back pressure of the pool water was causing the lid to leak and pop off, which is why it had to be mounted above the water level and drain freely into the pool. Well, it's been about 24 hours, and this DIY sand filter has actually been working pretty well. I've been running this pump without its filter cartridge just to let the sand filter do all the work. And at this point, all of the algae will have settled down to the bottom of the pool. So if you have a pool vacuum, you can hook that up and suck off all of the algae along the bottom of the pool, and you'll speed up the cleaning process a whole lot. Now, I don't have a pool vacuum on hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use my skimmer to stir this algae back up, and I'm gonna continue stirring this up throughout the course of the day to let the sand filter do its magic. All right, so we'll let that run and we'll come back and see where we're at tomorrow. To help the filter run more efficiently, I did add some Clarifier after the first day. I also came out several times throughout the day to stir up all of the algae so that it would make its way through the filter instead of settling at the bottom. After a full day of filtering, I did notice that the water coming out of the filter was starting to have a bit of a green tint to it, which meant that I needed to backwash and clean the filter. To backwash the filter, I just had to turn off the pump and disconnect the hose from the top and reconnect it to the bottom. Then I placed the filter on the ground and let gravity force water back up through the bucket. This flushed the algae that was trapped in the sand out of the bucket. I stirred up the sand to help flush the algae out until the water coming through was much clearer. Then I placed the lid back on and reattached everything to start filtering again. The bucket was very heavy at this point, and I do want to note that when you restart the filter, you'll want to discharge the first few seconds of water while the filter layers are settling before the water turns clear again. Well, it's the beginning of day 2 and we're looking pretty good. Since the majority of the algae has been filtered out, I've gone ahead and put the filter back into the small pump. And we're going to continue throughout the rest of the day to stir this up and hopefully get the rest done by this evening. Well, it's the start of day 3 and I'd call this a success. A few things to note. Our really small pump here will do the job of maintaining a clear pool and keeping it clean, but you really got to stay on top of those chemicals and clean out that filter. This pump has the option to run 10 hours in a day, and you got to let it run 10 hours a day to stay on top of things. The sand filter works. It did its job. It got the pool really clean, but you know, is this going to be a permanent solution for me? Probably not. While it worked here in a pinch and I had a good amount of materials to be able to build it already, realistically, because my kids are going to be swimming in this pool, I really do like the way that the sand filter works, but I can't leave it here. So in the future, I'm going to be looking to upgrade this pump to an actual sand filter pump. I think that's going to give me the most benefit for keeping this pool clean and not having to rig something up here on a stand. And you'll notice that I still have some leftover sand and debris on the bottom of the pool. Well, while this pump doesn't have enough strength to run an actual pool vacuum, I am going to look into ordering a small hose style vacuum to be able to test that out, to try to get up some of this sand and debris. And I'll continue to run this pump for a majority of the day to make sure that this is clear. So, you know, all in all, the process went well. I did have to back flush the sand filter twice. I added a little bit of Clarifier pretty much every day, but we're back to being clear. So if this video has helped you, feel free to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see how that small hose vacuum works, and I'll see you all in the next project.